MCC means friendship more than anything else. Friendship. That was basically how I felt when I came here. I think I was a little bit lost. And I thought I was okay. And I remember just laying in the bed one morning, and a little voice. I believe in angels, so I think it might have been an angel said, "Hey, if you can get up to go to the farmers market, you can go to church. It's right down the street." That was when it was still in the other location. So I just got up and I came here, and all the friendship I felt and just love. I just like cried through the whole ceremony because I felt like I was finally really home. I grew up Methodist in Houston, Texas, and I liked going to church, but I always felt like I didn't really belong there. And after I came out the first time, I feel like I've come out several times, but and I came out the first time as liking women, because it's been a progress from feeling like I was lesbian to bi to trans, and now feeling that I am non-binary, and I feel like that's where I'm gonna stay. Um, I just never felt like I belonged there. I always felt like I was like an imposter, like dressing in this dress, and just felt weird. But that was the requirement of being in a Methodist church in the South, especially a Black Methodist in my family. Um, and with all of our traditions. So when I came here, I felt that I finally found the one thing I was looking for at church, that I could just sit there and be quiet and just tune into the feeling that there was something higher, there was something spiritual all around me, and I didn't have to pretend. I could dress the way I wanted to. I could be myself. Whether I was wearing a mustache or not, all through my transition from wondering about, am I bi, am I gay, am I lesbian, what, to now feeling comfortable saying that I'm gender fluid and non-binary. I felt welcomed by the church. I fought cancer because a few years after I got to the church, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And I went through the process of fighting my cancer in a non-traditional way with cannabis. And then finally I had to have surgery because the cancer changed. So the church actually helped me a lot with like my recovery, coming back from that, and finding my strength. And also through my breakup with my partner, of when I came in, I had a partner, and then we grew in different ways. So I've been missing the church a lot because medicine changes last week made my sleep schedule really crazy. But I never feel disconnected. I never feel that I'm not a part of the church. I always feel like I'm here.
I'm an old Roman Catholic and believe very strongly in the creed of the Catholic Church. But the Catholic Church is still an institution, and no matter how hard it tries, to be personal and loving and everything else, it's still a big institution. This church, Metropolitan Community Church, MCC, is brings God to a personal one-on-one level, almost. You come in and you just feel with each person that God is right there with you, and that's basically what keeps me coming here.
So to me, MCC is about community. I joined MCC back in 2019. I was on an internship with Amazon, and I knew literally nobody in this entire city because I had just moved from Florida for like 3 months. But I, came to the MCC and I were doing the Labyrinth Day, and then everybody like chatted, and it was very welcoming and enjoyable. And I managed to make quite a number of good friends here at MCC. And I just really love the welcoming spirit of community.
Yeah, so I've been a member of MCC Seattle since 2007. For me, I think of MCC as one of the key cornerstones, really saving my life. I really, truly was coming out of some really challenging midlife scenarios where I'd come out, and I was a person who was raised in a very fundamentalist background, and I knew that coming out for me was coming out from my faith tradition as well as my identity into something new. And so I feel like I nailed the gay part, but I don't think I really had a clue what I was in for around my spiritual setup in life. And so it was quite a void for me for quite a few years, and a very dark place where I just kind of went across the spectrum and was more or less kind of provoked by a lot of different movements and ideas that were, in hindsight, very counterproductive and not helpful, and not the type that you could build a life around. And it was just a pretty lost period of life. I had some wonderful human beings in my life to pull me through and to save me and to help me continue to strive, most importantly being the person who's my husband. But it was a dark place for me, and out of the blue, I saw an ad in the Seattle Gay News, a little print paper that was actually quite big back in 2007 for MCC. It was a teeny ad about that big, I remember it. And I thought, well, I don't know what that is. That's so odd. So I kind of looked it up and realized it was actually a denomination. As a person who was raised Lutheran and Southern Baptist, I sure didn't think there was a denomination like this. It didn't. I couldn't really actually put in my head what this could be. Like, this can't be a real denomination. So I thought I would show up. So I showed up, and Gil Gordon greeted me with a hug on day one. Walking in the door, I can see it in my mind's eye now. And Reverend Ann Halsey greeted me with a hug and spent an hour after the first service just getting to know me and asking me what I could, kind of questions that I could have answered, and just was very, very human to me. The reason I was there was, in hindsight, to just kind of connect with somebody.
For about 30-some years, I attended churches that taught that being gay or in a gay relationship was sinful. And knowing that I was attracted to women caused me a lot of personal angst. But to make a long story short, I did my homework and realized that the Bible is not anti-gay. And so when I was looking for a church to go to that felt the same way, the first one I thought of was MCC, because I'd heard that they were a pro-gay church, and I came here. I have to admit, though, on my very first time coming to Seattle MCC, I was so nervous, I was physically shaking when I walked in the door. And Gil, he was the usher, and he handed me the bulletin and the visitor stuff. And I've been coming ever since. It's been about 12 years. And these people have been very good to me. And it's a place where I can relax and just be me.
First thing I want to say is it's so awesome to find a church that accepts me where I am now. I have not had a life that's been great. I have made so many mistakes and screwed up, as well as had actions directed against me. To find a church that doesn't just say, "Oh, it's okay that you're gay, just be a better person." It accepts me as gay, who I am 100%, is the most relieving thing in the world for me. I've never experienced it like this before, and I don't know if I ever will anywhere else. This has been. But it's also the people. As I've gotten to know people and seen people that put their words into action more than pretty much any other place I know of. I mean, I've never heard of a sanctuary church or any of that stuff, and so coming here and learning about that has been been so awesome. You know, I'm still not sure where all it applies in my life and how to use it all, but it is something I'm learning and seeing, and I just want to grow to be worthy of the people around me because they're awesome people.
But the first day I ever went anywhere as Megan was to come to church here at Emerald City MCC Seattle. And I found a family. I found acceptance in a place where I wasn't sure I would ever be accepted. I found belonging in a way that I could have never imagined. And it moved me to tears and still does. And MCC means acceptance. MCC means family. MCC means a community of loving support for everybody, no matter their background, no matter their beliefs or doubts, no matter their struggles. In MCC, you can find a home.